The sky was clear and the breeze gentle as Zarlath's ship descended towards the surface of Earth, a planet famed for its blue oceans and verdant landscapes. However, Zarlath wasn't there to admire the scenery. As a proud warrior of the Zeltran race, his mission was clear: infiltrate Terran Military Academy, learn their strategies, and determine if humans posed a threat to Zeltran supremacy in the galaxy. Terran Military Academy, situated on a sprawling campus surrounded by rugged mountains, was the cradle of Earth's finest military leaders. Its reputation for producing tactically sound and physically formidable officers had reached even the distant stars of Zeltran. As Zarlath's ship landed on the designated platform, his imposing figure cast a long shadow on the tarmac, his armor gleaming in the sun. A formation of human cadets awaited his arrival, their uniforms pristine and faces stoic. At the head of the formation stood Commander Franklin, the Academy's superintendent. His firm hand and authoritative yet calm voice welcomed Zarlath to Earth. "We are honored to receive a warrior of Zeltran. We hope your time here proves enlightening," Franklin said, gesturing to the cadet ranks that began marching in precise synchronization. Zarlath's eyes narrowed as he observed the cadets' movements. Every step was a testament to the rigorous training and discipline these humans underwent. The day proceeded with a guided tour of the facilities. The academy was a fortress of learning, equipped with state-of-the-art training fields, advanced tactical simulation rooms, and arenas that could adapt to any environment, from scorching deserts to icy wastelands. As they walked, Commander Franklin explained the philosophy behind each training module, emphasizing the integration of technology with the human spirit. Zarlath listened intently, his mind racing. The sophistication of human military training was unexpected, challenging the preconceived notions he had about these seemingly primitive beings. As twilight fell, long shadows draped the academy, and a sense of unease settled in Zarlath's chest. This was no mere military institution. It was a breeding ground for warriors who could rival the fiercest Zeltran fighters. The following day began with the sharp sound of a bugle, signaling the start of activities. The cadets emerged from their quarters in tight formations, their movements precise and deliberate. Zarlath watched from the window. The organized activity of the humans seemed almost choreographed. On this day, he was scheduled to participate in physical and tactical training with the cadets, a prospect that both intrigued and unnerved him. Clad in his Zeltran battle suit, lighter yet significantly more resilient than any human armor, Zarlath made his way to the Academy's expansive training fields. The vast grounds were segmented into various training areas, each teeming with cadets engaged in different forms of exercises and maneuvers. Commander Franklin met him at the edge of the training field, his expression unreadable. "Today, you will join Alpha Squad for their morning exercises. We believe this will give you a hands-on experience of our training regime," he explained, gesturing towards a group of cadets performing a series of complex physical drills. Zarlath nodded, stepping into the field with a mix of anticipation and pride. As a Zeltran, physical prowess was ingrained in him from birth, and he was confident in his ability to surpass the human cadets. The squad leader, a sturdy young man named Lieutenant Carter, approached him with a polite nod. "We're running combat aptitude tests today. Hope you're ready to sweat," he said with a slight smile. The tests began with endurance runs. Initially, Zarlath kept pace easily, his long strides matching the cadets' rapid, measured steps. However, as the run progressed over rugged terrain and steep inclines, he was surprised by human resilience. They ran not only with speed but with an unwavering determination that seemed to embody their spirit. Next came the obstacle courses, designed to simulate battlefield conditions. Zarlath excelled here, his alien agility allowing him to navigate the high walls and ropes with ease. However, he was impressed by the cadets' unity in overcoming obstacles. They helped each other, coordinated their movements, and communicated silently with hand signals, exhibiting a unity rarely seen in Zeltran military practices. As the morning progressed, they moved on to tactical exercises involving non-lethal weaponry. Here, Zarlath expected the raw power and precision of his species to prevail. However, the cadets employed cunning tactics, utilizing cover and distraction in ways that disoriented him. Every move they made was calculated with a clear understanding of their environment and opponent. Observing his reactions, Lieutenant Carter commented, "It's not just about strength or speed. Here we train to think, adapt, and overcome." Every cadet knows the true strength of a soldier lies not in how hard he hits, but how intelligently he fights. The tactical exercises concluded, leaving Zarlith physically exhausted but mentally alert. His mind was abuzz with new strategies and a newfound respect for his temporary companions. The human approach to warfare was vastly different from the Zeltran way. It wasn't just about individual prowess. It was about collective resilience and intellectual warfare. Back in the locker room, Zarlith was silent, a rarity for someone of his exuberant nature. The morning exercises had peeled back his layers of confidence, revealing a core of newfound respect and, admittedly, a flicker of doubt about his superiority. As he showered and changed, he pondered the sessions ahead, especially the night operations scheduled for the evening. If the day had been challenging, what lessons would darkness hold for him? As dusk settled over the academy, a palpable tension hung in the air. The night was set to test the cadets' skills in one of the most challenging environments: nighttime operations. For Zarlith, who came from a world where nights were illuminated by the bioluminescence of its flora and fauna, darkness was an ally. His species' natural ability to see in low light was a significant advantage, one he was eager to utilize against the humans. Gathered at the edge of the Academy's simulated battlefield, a sprawling area equipped with sensors and artificial fog machines, Zarlith and the cadets received their instructions. The objective was clear: navigate enemy lines, retrieve intelligence from a guarded facility, and return undetected. The humans were equipped with night vision goggles, a technology Zarlith considered unnecessary but would soon recognize as a testament to human ingenuity. Lieutenant Carter paired him with 3 cadets, forming a small reconnaissance team. "Stay sharp, follow our commands, and keep communication to a minimum," Carter instructed as they moved, their bodies blending into the shadows. The operation began smoothly. Zarlith's superior vision allowed him to spot distant guards and guide the team away from their patrols. However, the human cadets demonstrated impressive spatial awareness, navigating the terrain with silent precision that matched his own steps. If you were a cadet at Terran Academy, what strategy would you use to impress Zarlith? We love to hear your ideas. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any chapter of this epic saga. As darkness descended upon Terran Military Academy, Zarlith felt a growing anticipation. The night was set to test the cadets' skills in one of the most challenging environments: nighttime operations. Zarlith, hailing from a world where nights were illuminated by the bioluminescence of flora and fauna, saw darkness as an ally. His natural low-light vision was a significant advantage he was eager to utilize. Gathered at the edge of the Academy's simulated battlefield, a vast area equipped with sensors and artificial fog machines, Zarlith and the cadets received their instructions. The objective was clear: navigate enemy lines, retrieve intelligence from a guarded facility, and return undetected. The humans were equipped with night vision goggles, a technology Zarlith initially dismissed, but would soon come to respect. Lieutenant Carter paired Zarlith with 3 cadets, forming a small reconnaissance team. "Stay sharp, follow our commands, and keep communication to a minimum," Carter instructed as they moved, their bodies blending into the shadows. The operation began smoothly. Zarlith's superior vision allowed him to identify distant guards and guide the team away from their patrols. However, the human cadets demonstrated impressive spatial awareness, moving across the terrain with silent precision that matched his own steps. As they neared the target facility, Zarlith noticed the cadets' impeccable organization. They used hand signals to communicate, avoided illuminated areas, and moved with a coordination that impressed him. Despite his visual advantage, Zarlith began to appreciate the effectiveness of the humans' night vision gear and their ability to adapt to the environment. Inside the facility, the team quickly located the intelligence data they needed to retrieve. While one of the cadets hacked the security system, Zarlith observed the entrances and exits, ready to react to any threat. Suddenly, An alarm blared, alerting the guards. "Time to go," Carter whispered, leading the team out of the facility. The return was a tense race against time, with Zarlith and the cadets dodging guards and utilizing every inch of available cover. The humans' ability to work as a team and their calm under pressure continued to impress him. Back in their quarters, Zarlith felt a mix of exhaustion and renewed respect for the human cadets. Their skills in nighttime operations, combined with the ingenious technology they utilized, challenged Zarlith's assumptions about Zeltran superiority. He began to reflect on the training he had received and how he could apply these new lessons in his own society. As he showered and prepared for sleep, Zarlith couldn't help but think about the complexity of human training. It wasn't just about brute strength or speed, but about intelligence, adaptability, and teamwork. Each exercise seemed designed to test not only the body but also the mind and spirit of the cadets. The following day brought a new set of challenges. Zarlith was taken to the simulation room, one of the Academy's most advanced facilities. This location was known for its ability to recreate any battlefield scenario, from historical conflicts on Earth to hypothetical future engagements. Today, you will participate in some of the most pivotal battles in human history, explained Commander Franklin. These simulations are designed to teach strategy and history. The first simulation was the Battle of Thermopylae, where a small band of Greeks faced a vastly larger Persian army. Zarlith, cast as a Greek hoplite, was instantly immersed in the intensity of close-quarters combat. The simulation was brutally realistic, with the clang of swords, the shouts of warriors, and the fierce desperation of the defenders. The next simulation took him to D-Day in World War II, on the beaches of Normandy. Now he was an Allied soldier, advancing under heavy fire. The combination of chaos, modern warfare technology, and the determination of the soldiers around him painted a vivid picture of the evolution of human combat. The use of technology, coordination, and sheer human will against overwhelming odds left Zarlith both impressed and horrified. The simulations continued, catapulting Zarlith even further into the future, to a hypothetical conflict involving cyber warfare and autonomous drones in a megacity environment. This simulation was designed to test strategic thinking in a world where technology surpassed traditional combat. Zarlith struggled with the complexity of electronic warfare, a field where the humans clearly invested a lot of thought and resources. Throughout each simulation, Zarlith was guided by a virtual intelligence program to adapt to his learning curve. The AI analyzed his decisions, suggested alternatives, and provided historical context. "Note the changing tactics throughout the centuries," the AI remarked. "Adaptation to new technologies and philosophies." Emerging from the simulation room, Zarlith felt as if he had lived a millennium of battles in a single day. Each scenario not only taught him new tactics but also gave him a profound insight into the human psyche. Resilient, ingenious, and relentless. The day ended with a sense of exhaustion and awe. The training at Tehran Military Academy was changing Zarlith in ways he never imagined. He began to see humans not just as potential adversaries, but as complex beings whose strength resided as much in the mind as in the body. As he prepared for sleep, Zarlith reflected on what he had learned. He was eager to apply these lessons and share his discoveries with his people. Zarlith's mission was only beginning, and he knew the days ahead at the Academy would continue to challenge his beliefs and expand his understanding. How do you think Zarlith will use what he has learned so far to impress his Zeltran superiors? We are eager to read your opinions and theories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any chapter of this epic saga. And of course, leave a like if you're enjoying the story. After the intense battle simulations, Zarlith was introduced to a new dimension of training at Tehran Military Academy: the cultural and social understanding of the cadets. This day would be different, focusing less on tactics and more on building bridges between different civilizations. Zarlith began his day in the Academy's library, a vast repository of human knowledge spanning centuries. His guide was a young cadet named Jackson, who explained the importance of learning about philosophy, ethics, and military history. Here, we learn to be not just soldiers but also leaders who respect and uphold the dignity of all beings, Jackson said, showing Zarlith texts on human rights and military ethics. The idea that warriors should also be guardians of peace was new to Zarlith. Zeltran culture valued strength and dominance, and the human perspective of integrating compassion and ethics into warfare was a revelation. Zarlith participated in several lectures and discussions throughout the day. He listened intently as the cadets debated strategies not only for winning wars but also for preventing them, emphasizing diplomacy and alliances. The level of intellectual engagement and the value placed on peaceful resolutions were astonishing to Zarlith, challenging his own beliefs. Lunch was another revelation. Sitting in the bustling cafeteria, Zarlith observed the camaraderie and casual interactions between the cadets. They shared meals, stories, and laughter, a stark contrast to the hierarchical and isolated meals of Zeltran forces. Invited to join a table, Zarlith found himself navigating casual conversation, a challenge of a different kind. In the afternoon, Zarlith was invited to participate in a simulated rescue exercise involving the recovery of injured soldiers from a battlefield. Unlike Zeltran methods, which prioritized the mission over individuals, the humans placed great emphasis on leaving no one behind. Zarlith was paired with a team tasked with rescuing an injured cadet. The operation required careful coordination and willingness to risk themselves for others. These concepts were novel and profoundly moving to Zarlith. After successfully completing the exercise, the team leader, Cadet Liu, explained, "Every life is precious. That's why we fight." This philosophy echoed throughout the day, painting a complex picture of the balance between the warrior spirit and the human's compassionate guardianship. Zarlith was starting to see a depth in humans that he hadn't expected. As the physical exercises concluded, Zarlith was introduced to an event eagerly awaited by cadets and trainers alike: the strategy games. These games, blending elements of traditional board games with advanced holographic simulations, were designed to sharpen minds, hone decision-making skills, and simulate real-world command scenarios. The main event took place in the Academy's Simulation Hall, a vast space with holographic tables and viewing screens. Cadets and guests gathered, forming teams or competing individually in various challenges. Zarlith was pitted against Major Hawkins, a respected strategist known for his unconventional approaches and brilliant tactical mind. The game was set in a simulated planetary invasion scenario, where each player commanded forces during an interstellar conflict. The objective was simple: capture the enemy base while defending your own. However, the strategies involved were anything but straightforward, demanding foresight, adaptability, and cunning. Major Hawkins greeted Zarlith with a firm handshake and a wry smile. "I've heard about your abilities, Commander. Let's see how you fare in a battle of intellect." The game began, and Zarlith initially adopted a conservative approach, fortifying his defenses while probing Hawkins' lines for weaknesses. His moves were calculated, relying on the Zeltran philosophy of overwhelming the enemy with strength and direct action. However, Hawkins employed an entirely different strategy, utilizing deception and diversions to spread Zarlith's forces thin. He launched seemingly insignificant small attacks on multiple fronts, forcing the alien commander to react rather than act. Zarlith adjusted his tactics, redeploying resources to counter Hawkins' maneuvers, but with each move, he found himself reacting more to Hawkins' actions than following his own battle plan. The human's ability to anticipate and manipulate was unsettling, demonstrating a depth of strategic thinking that was both alien and admirable to Zarlith. Midway through the game, as Zarlith struggled to regain control, Hawkins launched a daring attack on one of Zarlith's least defended flanks, using a decoy force to divert attention from the true attacking squad. The move was risky, typical of human military doctrine that valued innovation and psychological warfare. The battle reached its climax as Hawkins' forces breached the perimeter of Zarlith's base. Despite his best efforts, Zarlith watched his defenses overrun by his opponent's intelligent maneuvers. The game ended with Hawkins' victory, and the room erupted in applause, appreciating the high level of strategic play. Though defeated, Zarlith was far from ashamed. He acknowledged his opponent's skill with a nod, impressed and enlightened by the experience. "Your ability to weave deception and strategy into an integrated battle plan is exceptional," he admitted, his voice carrying both respect and a hint of bewilderment. Major Hawkins, clapping Zarlith on the shoulder, replied, "It's not just about the troops you command, but how you command them. Adaptability, surprise, and understanding the enemy's mind are as crucial as the firepower at your disposal." That night, as Zarlith reviewed the day's events, he realized his understanding of military strategy had been fundamentally challenged and expanded. The interactions with the cadets, the simulations, and the strategy games had given him a profound insight into the complexity of human warfare, where mind and metallurgy were intertwined and victory often depended more on outsmarting the opponent than physically overpowering them. Zarlith now looked forward to the remaining days at the academy with renewed excitement, eager to absorb more of this human wisdom, which seemed as deep and varied as the stars. Did you enjoy this chapter? We want to hear your thoughts. Which part of Zarlith's training did you find most intriguing? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any chapter of this epic saga. And of course, leave a like if you're enjoying the story. After intense days of training and simulations, Zarlith was preparing for a new challenge: nighttime operations. He was excited and curious to see how the human cadets handled darkness. In Zeltron, the night was illuminated by the bioluminescence of flora and fauna, but here on Earth, the darkness was absolute. Gathered once again on the simulated battlefield, Zarlith and the cadets received their instructions. The objective was similar to the previous night: navigate enemy lines, retrieve intelligence, and return undetected. This time, the difficulty had increased with more frequent patrols and motion sensors. Lieutenant Carter once again paired Zarlith with 3 cadets. "We'll show our alien guest how we do things on Earth," he said with a confident smile. Zarlith noticed the determination in the cadets' eyes and felt a renewed admiration for them. The mission began smoothly, with Zarlith utilizing his superior vision to spot dangers at a distance. However, he soon realized that the human cadets were equally effective with their night vision goggles. They moved with silent precision, using hand signals to communicate and avoid areas of risk. As they advanced, the group encountered various obstacles, from rough terrain to unexpected patrols. Zarlith, accustomed to relying on his own strength and skill, watched as the human cadets tackled the challenges in creative ways. They improvised solutions, used the environment to their advantage, and most impressively worked in perfect sync. At one critical point, the team encountered a minefield. Zarlith, with his keen eyesight, managed to identify the hidden mines, but it was the technical skill of one of the cadets that deactivated the traps with precision. The teamwork and combination of human skills were a valuable lesson for Zarlith. Finally, they reached the target facility. This time, the guards were more alert and the security systems more robust. Zarlith took the lead, using his natural abilities to spot weak points and guide the team safely into the interior of the facility. They retrieved the intelligence data but were quickly detected by motion sensors. With the alarms triggered, the team had to make a hasty escape. Zarlith led the retreat, using his strength and agility to clear a path. The cadets followed closely, trusting in his leadership. Adrenaline coursed through their veins as they raced through the dark corridors, avoiding the approaching guards. The cadets' ability to remain calm under pressure and execute precise maneuvers was remarkable. They communicated efficiently, coordinating each move to ensure everyone escaped unscathed. Zarlith was impressed by their discipline and professionalism, something he yearned to take back to Zeltron. Finally, the team managed to exit the facility and disappear into the darkness. When they reached the extraction point, they were exhausted but triumphant. Lieutenant Carter congratulated everyone on a job well done. "That was a tough exercise, but you guys showed what you're made of," he said, clapping Zarlith on the shoulder. "Good work, Commander." Back in their quarters, Zarlith reflected on the operation. He was physically tired but mentally energized. The lessons learned during the nighttime operations were invaluable. The human cadets not only demonstrated exceptional skills, but also a capacity for adaptation and innovation that Zarlith deeply admired. The next day, Zarlith was invited to participate in a strategic meeting with the Academy's commanders. They discussed the previous night's operation, analyzing each step and suggesting improvements. Zarlith appreciated the humans' openness and willingness to learn from their mistakes and successes. This level of self-critique and continuous pursuit of excellence was rare in Zeltron. During the meeting, Zarlith shared his observations. Humans demonstrate a unique combination of courage, adaptability, and teamwork, he said. These qualities make them formidable in combat. The commanders thanked him for his comments and encouraged Zarlith to continue participating in the Academy's activities. He accepted enthusiastically, eager to learn more about human strategies and tactics. As the days went by, Zarlith integrated more and more into the Academy's life. He participated in more training, simulations, and discussions, always absorbing new information and techniques. His view of humans changed dramatically. They were not just adversaries or potential allies, but complex beings with a deep understanding of war and peace. Zarlith knew his time on Earth was coming to an end, but he was determined to take back to Zeltron all the lessons he had learned. He believed that human techniques and philosophies could benefit his own people, helping them to become stronger and more adaptable. On the morning of his departure, Zarlith met with Commander Franklin and the cadets who had accompanied him during his stay. "Thank you for welcoming me and for everything you have taught me," Zarlith said, his voice filled with sincerity. "I hope we can continue this exchange of knowledge and perhaps, one day, fight side by side as allies." Commander Franklin shook Zarlith's hand firmly. "It was an honor to have you with us, Zarlith. You will always be welcome here at Turan Military Academy." Zarlith boarded his ship with a sense of fulfillment and a new perspective. He knew that the lessons learned on Earth would shape the future of Zeltron in profound and meaningful ways. How would you use what you've learned so far to strengthen the alliances between humans and Zeltrons? We love to hear your ideas, and your subscription is very important to the channel. Join us on this journey through space. As his time on Earth drew to a close, Zarlith felt a mix of fulfillment and sadness. Turan Military Academy had become more than just a training ground. It was a place of profound learning and personal transformation. In his final days, he was informed of a special mission: to participate in a large-scale battle simulation, a final opportunity to apply everything he had learned. The simulation involved a planetary invasion, where Zarlith would command a unit of cadets against a fictional invading force. The scenario was complex, designed to test both strategy and leadership ability. Zarlith accepted the mission with enthusiasm, eager to demonstrate his growth and honor the training he had received. On the morning of the simulation, Zarlith met with his team to review the battle plan. He felt confident but knew he would need the cooperation and teamwork of the cadets to succeed. "Today, we are not just soldiers," he said. "We are a unit. I trust each of you to give your best." The cadets responded with a firm nod, ready for the challenge. The simulation began with a surprise invasion by the enemy, forcing Zarlith's unit to react swiftly. Utilizing everything he had learned about human adaptability and strategy, Zarlith led the initial defense efficiently. The battle unfolded with fierce intensity. The enemy forces attacked with strength, but Zarlith's unit held its ground, employing guerrilla tactics and evasive maneuvers. Zarlith coordinated each move, utilizing both his physical strength and his strategic mind to overcome the challenges. A pivotal point came when the enemy attempted to flank Zarlith's position. Anticipating the move, he ordered a portion of his unit to create a distraction while the rest repositioned to intercept the flanking force. The maneuver was a success, resulting in a decisive victory that turned the tide of the battle. Throughout the engagement, Zarlith realized the importance of communication and teamwork, principles the humans valued deeply. Each decision was discussed and adjusted in real time, reflecting the unit's flexibility and resilience. When the simulation concluded, Zarlith's unit had repelled the invader and secured victory. The cadets celebrated, exhausted but filled with pride. Zarlith felt deep satisfaction, not just for the victory but for the personal and professional growth he had experienced. "You all did an incredible job," Zarlith told the cadets. "Today, we proved that true strength lies in unity and intelligent strategy. I thank you all for your effort and dedication." Commander Franklin observed the simulation and approached to congratulate Zarlith. "You demonstrated great leadership and adaptability," he said. "I am confident you will take these valuable lessons back to Zeltron." Zarlith's departure day arrived. He said goodbye to the friends he had made at the academy, feeling a strong bond with the humans he had come to know. "Thank you for everything you have taught me," Zarlith said to Commander Franklin and the cadets. "I hope we can continue to learn from each other and, perhaps, work together again in the future." Commander Franklin shook Zarlith's hand firmly. "You will always be welcome here, Zarlith. Good luck on your journey." As his ship left Earth, Zarlith reflected on his experience. He knew the lessons learned at Terran Military Academy would shape his future and the future of his people. The human perspective on war, peace, and collaboration had left an indelible mark on his mind. Upon returning to Zeltron, Zarlith was met with great curiosity by his superiors. They were eager to hear his discoveries and assess whether humans posed a threat or a potential ally. Zarlith presented a detailed report, highlighting both the humans' military capabilities and their philosophies and training methods. Humans are formidable, not just for their strength and technology, but for their adaptability and teamwork, Zarlith explained. They value life and dignity, even in the midst of conflict, and this gives them extraordinary resilience. His superiors listened intently, some demonstrating skepticism but many intrigued by Zarlith's perspective. He emphasized the importance of considering alliances and future collaborations, highlighting the benefits of learning from human methods. Zarlith's words began to influence the thinking of his leaders. Heated debates arose on how to incorporate lessons learned on Earth into Zeltron's own training and strategies. Zarlith was assigned to lead a new exchange and training program, with the aim of strengthening Zeltron skills and fostering a deeper understanding between the two races. Deep down, Zarlith knew this was just the first step in a long journey. The exchange of knowledge between humans and Zeltron could create a powerful and lasting alliance, capable of tackling greater galactic challenges. He was determined to continue this mission, inspired by the wisdom and resilience of the human cadets he had met. The days that followed were filled with intense activity. Zarlith implemented changes in the training programs, introducing teamwork exercises and adaptive strategies inspired by the humans. He also began planning future exchange missions, where Zeltron cadets could train on Earth and vice versa. Terran Military Academy had left a profound legacy on Zarlith. He carried with him not just techniques and tactics, but also a new perspective on leadership, ethics, and collaboration. His time on Earth had transformed not just his view of war, but his view of life and the potential for peace and cooperation. What was the greatest lesson Zarlith learned during his time at Terran Academy? Leave your comment below and share your thoughts on how these lessons might shape the future of Zeltron. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with your friends. Your participation is essential for us to continue creating exciting and adventurous stories.